We welcome you back to Boston, live in the Charles River. Adam Giardino with you for our second race of the day. The first was the varsity threes. We saw them take off just a few minutes ago. Brown took that race. Unofficially, 6:41, Northeastern with a 7:06. Again, as we take a look at the lineup here for Northeastern, this is their top varsity group. First varsity for Northeastern. They're in the yellow boat closest to the camera. It's Brown in the black, far side, as we view it.
Have alignment.
Brown is excited to simply get one of these events in, and we are off. A third event today for Brown makes them NCAA eligible, at least as far as they're looking to further their competition through the spring. With the Ivy League being shut down officially, there's no Ivy League championship, but each of these schools can go out if they so choose. For instance, Dartmouth went out and raced recently. Princeton, Brown, Penn has started up varsity athletics. They were the first to do so down in Philadelphia. This top group for Northeastern, we showed you the lineup. They rode to a 7:33 yesterday against Boston University, URI, BC. Took that race by almost a full 10 seconds from the Terriers. It's Brown, the far boat that has edged out to an early lead. Little context, Brown, their first varsity 8 took the race from BU by 21 seconds back on April 24th. Northeastern took it by almost 10 yesterday, so doing a little math, it would tell you that this Brown group has a slight advantage, at least according to how some of these races have already gone this spring, but Northeastern looking to hang tough in the early going here. A further breakdown of this lineup in this varsity group for Northeastern. Kira Bowen, 5'5" senior from Williamsville, New York. She started out in the second varsity to begin the year. Richie Costa, grad student from Galloway, New Jersey. She's always been in the top group for Northeastern since the opening gun. Iris Katrupi, freshman from Portsmouth, 5'11", finds herself in this group. This was a recent change back for Northeastern. Iris had actually started her freshman year in the top varsity group, but now dropped back down to 2. Here she is back up racing on the first varsity. Rose Flanagan, grad student from Camden, Maine. Elenia Howe, senior from Saratoga Springs. She got to race on what would be a de facto home course for her back on April 10th when Northeastern took on Syracuse. That was in Saratoga Springs. Abby Keene, senior from Longmeadow, Massachusetts. Charlotte Kershaw, junior from Pawling, New York. Tess Miller, sophomore from Ellicott City, Maryland. And then Grace O'Connor, sophomore, rounds it out. She didn't participate in the first race of the year, but here she is finding her way all the way up to the first varsity. Brown extending its lead here in the middle portion of the race. As we talk about this Northeastern group and what this spring schedule has looked like for them, coming up next, it's going to be the CAA Championships down at Cooper River, down in the Camden Cherry Hill area in New Jersey. And this will be the final event for Northeastern as they start their 2-week taper. Until that event, nothing on the docket for next weekend. Northeastern, these Huskies, they have been so open to scheduling any and all comers, welcoming folks on up to Boston. They've been willing to meet folks halfway. We talked about the first meeting of the year against Navy. That was down in Teaneck, New Jersey on April 3rd. Well, a week later, they met the Syracuse Orange halfway in Saratoga Springs. And then again, just Brown wants to get on the schedule. They want to get a third event in for them this year. Well, Northeastern says, why not? We'll schedule you on a Monday, not traditional, but a midweek or a weekday event. And again, for Brown, they are certainly appreciative that Northeastern willing to schedule them so that the Brown Bears can get some more run in, but also an opportunity to qualify for the NCAA tournament. We are 4.5 minutes into this one, and the Brown Bears gliding gracefully at the front. This group features Rose Flanagan and Richie Costa, a pair of grad students that we highlighted. All the athletes had an opportunity to return for a fifth year, and they've been in this top varsity eights, and head coach Joe Wilhelm certainly thankful that he was able to return this kind of experience to this group. They were the only two athletes that took advantage of this opportunity, of this offer to come back for a fifth year. Richie started a graduate program. There were a lot of athletes who passed on the opportunity because they were doing co-ops abroad or it didn't necessarily fit into their schedule with all of the uncertainty of what the fall and the spring schedule was going to look like. But certainly Wilhelm thankful for Rose and Richie to take this on and to really relish the opportunity to compete once more for these Northeastern Huskies. This is the second event of the day. The first varsity competing. Brown getting close to the finish line. They cross. The Bears finishing right around 6:20. Northeastern surging to the line themselves. 14 or so seconds behind the Brown Bears. So the Bears take the first varsity by about 14 seconds. 6:38 the time for Northeastern. So we will step aside. We've still got two more races to go. Second varsity and the varsity fours still remain here in the Charles River. I'm Adam Giardino. Keep it tuned right here, Howland Huskies Productions. We're only halfway through.